Hey guys, it's Dan from Soileater and welcome back to our One Take Wednesday series. Today on episode 16, I'm going to be going over my range bag. We're actually starting SWAT school tomorrow morning, and because of that, I wanted to go through it real quick tonight so that I make sure I have everything in it. But as you see it right here, this is how I pulled it out of my car. So you can see everything that's in here is what's normally in here. I didn't stage anything or add some cool new thing that I want to try to sell you, nothing like that. So the bag itself, we'll start off. I've had this bag for about going on probably 12 years now or so. So it's held up great. It was cheap off Amazon. It's an Explorer tactical bag. They come in black or they come in like Coyote Brown. I will put the link in the description if you want to check them out. But again, I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. They don't know who I am. But I've had the bag for 11 years and it's held up pretty good. You'll notice on the front here, just to start off, I use this as a sandbag to zero one of my rifles one day, and I didn't have the suppressor on there, and that muzzle brake destroyed it right here. So I do need to bring this to the shop at some point and patch that up. But other than that, no actual real wear, just me being dumb. So first things first, we're gonna go over the main compartment here, just so you can see what's in it. Now, if you guys have anything that I don't have in this at the end of the video, if you're like, oh man, Dan, you forgot, whatever, throw it in the comments so I know, because hey, I might need it as well. First thing I'll say is I don't carry an IFAK in the range bag. That's a separate bag that I have, but I make sure I have one of those at any range session. I try to have some sort of medical gear on me whenever I'm handling guns whatsoever. So first things first is a pair of MSA Sordins Pros. You'll see here I do have a custom Soileater headband that I did put on there, but probably when you start shooting guns, besides having a battle belt and that type of thing, the first thing I would two things I would invest on afterwards is going to be a good set of ear pro, electronic ear pro, and then a good set of eyes. You don't want eyes adjusting, your eyes having to adjust to crappy eye pro all day long. Your eyes will get fatigued. And then your ears, obviously, especially being a breacher, I want to be able to hear when I'm like, 40 and 50, whatnot. So by then, hopefully, hopefully they can do that. But in the meantime, so here I have the Ear Pro. Now, the big thing with this Ear Pro is it is electronic, so it allows me to hear people talking and it allows me to do range commands and that type of thing, so I know what's going on. If you've ever worn one of these, one of your buddies, does some protein farts like 10 feet away from you, you can hear them. So they work really well for picking up ambient noise. One side of the bag, and I'll try to open it up here. So it's kind of divided off. This bag comes with a bunch of different dividers, which is pretty nice. But basically I've got one divider over here, one divider over there, and then the middle section I keep my ammo in. So on one side, I'll go over the Ear Pro first. I've got Ear Pro. So I've got my main MSAs that I wear, and then I keep a pair of Howard Lights in there as well. So if you're not familiar with these, they're a very cheap type of Ear Pro. They used to be like 35 bucks on Amazon. I think now they're probably up to 80, but again, we're talking like 10 years ago when I originally bought them. If you're starting off and you're a little tight on money, I'd recommend picking up a pair of these. I believe it's Noise Fighter. Noise Fighter makes a gel cup insert that you can put on these, and that really helps with the eye pro. So basically you're wearing eye pro all day and you have some Ear Pro squishing in, you'll get kind of these pressure points above your ears where the band goes in. So the Noise Fighter ear gel cups or the MSAs that have the gel already help kind of with that pressure around your ears. So another pair of electronic hearing protection, but they're pretty good for the cost. I carry two because sometimes guys forget their Ear Pro and it's nice to give them a pair. So this is kind of my loaner set or my backup if for whatever reason my other ones went down, other than batteries, because I do have batteries for them. And then at the bottom here, I'm not going to pull them out. Maybe I'll pull out one. So I've got my Gentek. These are the inserts for my my helmet Ear Pro, and this is if I want to wear the double hearing protection, so the in-ear and then the over-the-ear. I don't wear these too often. They're kind of a little uncomfortable. But then I also have a bunch of foamies. So in the bottom there, you can throw out, hand people foamies, or if you want to double up on Ear Pro, depending on what you're shooting, that's not necessarily a terrible idea. Let me just get the ammo out of here first. So I'll go over the middle portion of them. So the middle portion here, I have a bunch of little ammo bags that I made. This was the Gen 1 that I made. I'll just set this aside. It's got a bunch of 9mm in it. This right here was my Gen 2. You might eventually see me sell these in the future, but as of right now, it's kind of just a prototype. Just allows me to keep some more ammo with me. This is 9mm right here. So this bag can get pretty heavy if I keep ammo with it. I usually try to keep like one of those little bags with me. And this is usually all I'll keep in here, but right now I've got a bunch of different types. You know, this one right here will hold close to, I think about 600 rounds in here, but anything after that starts getting real heavy. If I was going to do like a USPSA weekly match, I would carry that, but I try to have some ammo on me, but I don't need a ton. Here we've got the G-code. I forget what they call them, but it's another little ammo thing. This is some 5.56 ammo in here. But again, like, I usually will carry some of these little ammo containers in my bag, so that way I don't have to bring my full ammo can. But again, if I'm doing a class or doing something where I'm going to be there all day, I'll usually have an ammo can full of my actual ammo. So let me just set those to the side right now. In the middle here, I've got some more ammo. This is duty ammo for zeroing my red dot. When my Aimpoint Acro P2 had debris in it, they sent it back to me, so I had to re-zero it. In the middle here, I carry a shot timer. Again, I'm not huge on shot timers. Like, every drill needs to be a shot timer, but it is good to set yourself, you know, with some standards and try to, you know, beat yourself, as well as if you're calling a line for days after days, like I'm going to be doing here coming up this week. Instead of saying up or, you know, done or whatever else, just hitting the beep sometimes saves my voice so that I'm able to talk and whatnot throughout the week, because you start yelling range commands for 4 or 5 days, the next week your voice is shot. So Pact timer, I've had this one. I forget what the other one's called. Like, it might even be a Pocket Pro or something. I like the number 1. The number 2 one wasn't that great. It was not really intuitive. The first version was. I actually ended up selling that to my buddy to get this one because I wanted to get better at using this one, because a lot of guys were running it. But I'd say they're basically all the same. I've got no issues with it. It takes a 9-volt battery, and I carry extra batteries with me. Painter's tape. Painter tape's good for me right now, who's still relatively new to the red dot, allowing me to exclude the red dot so that I'm really hard target focusing. I would say the last year here, I've been really practicing on that. So keeping some tape. Also, for whatever reason, if I need to hang some targets and I don't have a staple gun or whatever else, I can throw some tape on there. Here, this will ride in here, except I bought the wrong pasties for it. So it's just a pasty gun. It was an enclosed version, which I thought would work better, except I ordered the wrong pasties. But essentially, this is just for, yeah, it doesn't even work here, but this is for like IPSC targets, USPSA targets. It's just for pasting those up. Here's a refill of them. So right here, that's what I'm talking about. It's a little brown pasties. Outside A-zone Band-Aids, I think some of the guys call them, which was pretty funny. So that's what I keep there. Extra holster for one of my USPSA matches. This is the SIG P321. My gun hasn't exploded yet. Maybe some of you guys have. Now, you'll probably get a mix of guys that talk shit about this. If you guys don't know what this is, let me see. I don't know what brand it is. Uplula. So UPLULA. I'll post a link in the description. So this is for loading magazines quickly, like a speed reloader. And I'll tell you this, like, I don't need to judge my masculinity on the range, especially after long classes. So if you've ever taken a 3 or 4 day, 5 day, shit, back in the day, the HSP 6-day classes back to back. So 3-day class, another 3-day class. This will save your hands and you'll be so happy you have it, right? So your hands get chewed up, stuffing mags after mags after mags, getting those last 4 or 5 rounds in there. I can load a magazine very quickly with this by keeping my ammo close to me, pushing the magazine down the table, and just jam them packed while keeping the rounds in my hand. So highly recommend getting one of these. If you have any female shooters also, like your wife or girlfriend, or your, that type of thing. So any of the females out there, this will definitely help them load those last couple rounds. And again, it just saves your thumbs and whatnot when you've been shooting a long time, or you have a decent training session there. Let me see, what else do I got in here? So moving along to the other main compartment here. So this is just iPro. I run basically exclusively ESS. I just like how they fit my face. Like I was talking about earlier with the pressure points, plus I get them issued through work. But what I was talking about with the pressure points, those are polarizing ones. So ESS, I'm sure other brands do, like Oakley and whatnot. They're all basically owned by the same company. Ray Vision, I think, is another one. But you'll notice on the side here, let me hold this up to the camera so you can see it. So the side is very thin. And what that does is when you throw these on, and then you put your Ear Pro on, you don't have that pressure point by the back of your ears here. So it helps with that. They also come with a strap, so you can, if you need to, you can take them down and sit them around your neck. I'll say this, right? If they're not on your face, they're in the case, right? And that's so true, because I don't know how many times I've dropped these on gravel and completely destroyed the lenses. So when you're not using them, throw them in your case. I don't usually run the lanyard unless like I'm at work. When I'm at work, if I do wear the lanyard in case I need to rip them off my face quickly, you know, if they get debris on them or sleet or snow or rain, I can pull them off my face real quick and at least they stick around my neck. But otherwise, when we're at the range, I usually don't. But those would be the two things I would invest in though, guys. So like Ear Pro, a good set of Ear Pro and a good set of eyes. They'll last you years if you take care of them. And again, they'll help with that eye fatigue and help, you know, just be more comfortable at the range. So that's the middle compartment here. Again, it's a pretty decent sized middle compartment. I'm gonna go around to one side and then I'll flip over to the other. So on this side right here, I'm gonna open it up and hopefully face it to the camera, and I'll pull the stuff out kind of as we go over it. So first things first is lens wipes and bug wipes. So the lens wipes you can just buy off Amazon, same with the bug wipes. They do make like a field wipe. Sometimes you can find those. Some of the military guys probably know what I'm talking about. Basically where it's like, it's got DEET in it and sunscreen, so it completely destroys your skin and gives you cancer. But basically that's all good stuff to have here. The wipes, not the cancer. But I highly recommend keeping some of this stuff. Again, to wipe your glasses off, get some sunscreen on there. Here's a whole bag of batteries. I don't recommend storing them like this, realistically. I've been too cheap to get one of those Magpul DACA pouches. If you don't know what a DACA pouch is, check them out. It's like this waterproof little money bag that allows you to keep stuff, I wouldn't say waterproof, maybe water resistant, but it helps keep stuff dry and keep stuff organized. So I'd recommend getting one of those. That's probably what I'll end up putting these batteries in. Again, if you've taken a long shooting course, right, or you're just clumsy or whatnot, you know, you're holding the target and you put a staple through it and get your hand. There's just a boo-boo kit. So I've got a bunch of Band-Aids in here, some medical tape, and then this tape right here is amazing. So this is by Nexcare, Nexcare. It's first aid tape, but what it actually is it's foam. It's like a foam tape. It's a foam tape, and again, after years, depending on what grips you have on your pistol or, you know, rifle or whatnot, usually like the back of your hand or side of your hands will get all worn out if you're doing like a 6-day course. Just wrapping it around, it gives a little bit of foam and a little bit of padding, so it helps protect those blisters or like open cuts at that point if you've been shooting a bunch. So highly recommend that. And again, like a boo-boo owl kit, you're going to use more than an IFAK, hopefully. So it's always good to have. I gotta get more of these. Now, you could probably just use baby wipes. I don't really know how well these actually work, but these LeadOff wipes you can buy on Amazon. And let's see, there we go. These LeadOff wipes, they're basically like a baby wipe, but they're supposed to help with getting the lead off your hands. I try to keep my lead levels down a little bit with how much I'm in an indoor range or how much I'm shooting and whatnot, especially when I'm coming home with the kids and whatnot, and you know, whether or not I'm done having kids or not. But essentially what this does, you know, before you start grabbing your lunch, you're breaking for chow for the day or for lunchtime, pull this off, wipe your hands down if you're on the range where there's no running water or anything like that, or carry some Dawn dish soap in your bag and use some water to wash your hands. But before you eat, before you put shit in your mouth, you should really wipe off your hands. So I keep those in there as well. Got some just paper towels, use shop towels from the garage, just grab some of those. I got a screwdriver that again is multi, so it's got, you know, X head and flat head. A Sharpie, a silver or a gold Sharpie to help like do witness marks and that type of stuff on the range if you need to. A little bit, probably 10 feet of 550 cord. And then right here is a fix-it kit. So this has a bunch of tools in it. It's got Torx and Allen, and then it even has a what's it called? I'm blocking on what it's called right now. For inch pounds and stuff like that, for a tension wrench, or that's not the right word for it, but I can't think of it right now. And then I've got some extra batteries in here. But again, if you need to fix stuff on the range, this basically covers everything you need to be able to do that. And it's all nice and organized in there. I forgot how much I paid for it, like 180 bucks or something, but it was well worth it. I'm really glad I actually have had that because I've used it on the range a few times here. So that's on that side. Moving around to the other side, and then we'll just go over the last, which is just the mags. So on the other side here, I've got a bunch of these little clips. These are just from Harbor Freight or Home Depot, whatnot. But depending on what type of range systems you have, I've got these little folding IPSC target stands. So you put a little 1x2 in there, and then I can clip my targets to the side, and that way I'm not going through staples, and then that way nothing has a staple on it, right? So all my holes in it, I mark with the little pasties, and then when I'm done, I just pull these out. That way I can slide them in the back of my car. and I'm not getting poked and ruining the upholstery and whatnot in my little Volkswagen, because I'm not like you cool guys. I don't have a truck. I guarantee you some of you guys have a truck in here. This little compartment right here. Now again, this bag comes with all this cool stuff. So it comes with like this little divider bag and whatnot. Again, I'm not selling you on this bag, but it was like 50 bucks or 60 bucks or something like that. And again, I've used it for a long time now. A stapler. I cannot tell you how important it is to have a good stapler. So this stapler right here isn't the type like the old school one. You have to pull it in and slide them in. You simply just pull it there, and it's got a little groove here that you drop the staples right in, and you can also open it up to see how many you have. So before you go hang targets, I check my stapler and make sure I have enough, close it up, and then I can go on to stapling. And again, I got more staples in there as well. So again, a good stapler, like the old 1 is none and 2 is 1, definitely applies to staplers, especially if you're on a team and someone sets them down. Like, you can even spray paint this bright orange if you want to, because guys always seem to lose them or break them. Moving along here, so again, I had the fix-it kit on the side there. On this side, I've got, this is just a long Allen wrench for adjustable gas blocks, so I keep that in there. And then again, I have Allen heads and Torx all in here. So I've got all the basic tools there I need, with some more staples, but all the basic tools here I need to do some range adjustments. Don't be the guy that always has to adjust something on your gun, right? You should be, whenever you clean your gun or whatever, before you go on a training day, or a range session, you should always be checking your stuff and witness marking it, right? You don't want to be the guy who, like, your sling falls off or whatever. Like, it's just unprofessional, and I'm not about that. But shit does happen, so that's why I have it. Most of the time, this stuff is used for my friends' guns. So try to get your friends squared away too, right? Because you're only as good as the weakest link on your team. But so that's it over here. Moving around to the side here. So the front here, this is going to be either rifle or pistol mags. This is rifle mags. So I've got rifle mags in here. These are just my training mags. I've got some of these. These are the BCM ones with the mag pull follower, and then the CTT Solutions butt pad, which are extremely hard to find now. CTT stopped making them, I believe, and then what was it? Not First Spear. It was Tango Down started making them, I believe. You could find them at Tango Down, and then they stopped making them, and now you can't find them anywhere. So the only time I like metal mags, because I do like metal mags, but the only time I like them is if they have some sort of like rubber base plate on them. Otherwise, training on rocks and training on concrete, they get all chipped up, and then they get sharp as shit, and they cut you and stuff. So if I don't have those on there, I'll just use P-mags. Back in the day, I spray painted these, but these are just basic P-mags. So again, I carry some training mags. That way I don't have to sit there and download all of my duty ammo every time we go to the range. So I pull out my duty ammo, set that down, and grab my training mags and use those. Just make sure, like, once a year, you're shooting that duty ammo and replacing it, because again, depending on the environment you work in, sometimes the primers and whatnot, I don't trust that with the humidity and with the weather changes. Like, I'm sure it's fine, but I like making sure that I don't have to worry about it. Another thing that's good about that is try to get your teammates, and if you don't, you should buy training mags, because you could be at the range, and this has happened for us before too, right? So I take all my duty gear, my duty mags, and I set it aside, and then I put my training mags in. Well, if we have a call out right now, all I have to do is pull this shit off and put my live mags in. Don't be the dude at the range who has to download all their rounds, put them in an ammo can. Someone throws out that box or uses that box, and then a call out comes, and you guys are having to reload your mags before a call out. Like, come on, guy, what are you doing? In that case, I'd probably just hand you new mags. But my point is that be prepared and be professional. And with that becomes spending a couple dollars on, a P mags, like what, 13 bucks? Like, stop being cheap. Glock mags, like 25 bucks. Like, stop being cheap. Be ready. Be prepared. It's not an excuse. So rifle mags are over there. On this side, again, to try to keep myself so I look like I never go outside, I got SPF 50. Right, so if you want to look like an albino like me, go ahead and buy SPS 50. But again, if you're on the range all day, I burn very easily. So again, the whole goal of all the stuff in my range bag is either for comfort, right, or to like the longevity of being outside and being on the range. So the whole goal of this is to be comfortable and be able to stay out there training longer, so that you're learning and not burning. And then on this side, I just got all Glock 17 mags. So again, I've got 6 mags here. Know how many mags you have too. That helps when it's time to leave, when you're like, oh man, how many rifle mags I have today, how many pistol mags, so you don't have a mag laying on the grass and then the lawnmower guy finds it later on in the week. So in here I've got 6 pistol mags. 3 are extended for if I'm teaching a course, or want to demonstrate where I don't want to keep reloading, and then 3 are the normal ones that I run. So I don't run extended magazines on duty. Even the factory Glock ones, or the factory Glock base plates, where I even upgrade the springs to like Wolf springs, I've always had issues with extended mags. And that goes for rifle and pistol. Let me know if you guys have a base plate and spring system that you're like, I've never had issues with it. But for me, I've always had issues with extended mags. Failure to feeds, or most common is just it doesn't lock back on the last round. Now again, I love having the extra rounds, but I want to make sure my gun functions properly. So when I'm training stuff where I want to like actually know how many rounds I'm shooting and whatnot, I'll use just a standard Glock 17 mags. But that is all that is in this range bag. Again, it can get pretty heavy if you keep the ammo in it, but I'd recommend keeping some in, and then the rest, kind of reload your bag as you're going, and then keep the ammo can with all the other stuff to try to keep the weight of this down. So again, guys, if I missed anything in my range bag and you're like, hey Dan, you definitely need this, hit me up in the comments, because I'm definitely interested to make this the best range bag I can. So until next time, stay safe. Take care.